I just went completely out of the box with this, and it has been a lot of fun. I cannot believe how great the build has been working out. I've been running around solo with this build quite a lot, or in a very small group, PvP. So the build is Specter's Eye, believe it or not. You can find this set in Cold Harbor, and the really interesting thing about this set is the 5-piece bonus, because you gain major evasion for 3 seconds after you cast a spell that costs magicka. Well, guess what? Every single thing on both the front and back bars costs magic, right? And then after you cast it, you get major evasion for 3 seconds, and then it goes away, and then you have to wait 3 seconds before it can that buff can be applied again. So basically, if a fight, went 20 seconds, for 10 seconds of the fight, you got major evasion. It's really, really cool because I thought about this when in some theory crafting with some buddies of mine. Because the old Magic DK, believe it or not, if you didn't know this, we actually had major evasion. Except then it was just called 20% dodge chance. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me try making this set. Let's see how it works out. So I made a 5-piece heavy of this set, and it's all purple right now. I got M-Pen on all these pieces, and then I got the weapon, to complete the 5-piece for both bars, because we want to be able to keep that major evasion procced at all times, as much as it allows us to. Now, if you don't know, if you're golding out any of your gear, the very first thing you want to gold is the weapons. I just want to go and throw that out there right now, because you get a really, really big buff that's extremely noticeable when you gold out your weapons, okay? So if they're sitting at purple right now, go farm, go get the gold, whatever, join a guild, ask some guildies to help you out. It makes a difference. But I didn't want to wait to go ahead and gold this out. One, because everything's expensive right now, and I'm hoarding all of my gold tempers because we got a patch that's about to drop. So things could obviously change by then. But right now, this has been a really great build to run. Now, I like to try to maximize my set pieces as much as possible. I wanted to, like I said, think outside the box. I was like, well, hey, now I got something that's giving me major evasion. I get, some physical resistance, some magicka, and some max health. Cool. Those are all good things to have. And then here's the other set. This is Bahra's Curse, or Bahara's Curse. Now, I actually came across this in my guild bank. I was like, what is this set? And if you look at the 5-piece, check this out. Every time your damage abilities are used, they have a 25% chance to create desecrated ground for 5 seconds, snaring enemies within it by 70%, and then damaging them for 1,000 magic basically every 1 second, and then healing you for the damage done. Now keep in mind that damage is halved when you're in Cyrodiil, just like any other ability, but obviously, if you have sharpened and stuff like that, that makes a big difference. Any kind of spell penetration we got, any kind of magic increase buff that we have up, always makes a big difference for our character. So the thing about this set is it doesn't come with M-Pen. So and if you've watched my Reaper video, I am all about running some M-Pen in Cyrodiil, because there are so many people running high crit, and they're hoping that their crit is going to rock you. So when that Nightblade comes out of stealth, whatever, and he pounces me, it's just like, I'm still here, brah, what's up? So this is a set that you don't want to run on all your pieces in PvP. You know what I mean? On all your armor pieces. So I got the jewelry pieces, which only come in blue. I've yet to see it in purple or anything. But that's fine. It's only like I think a 10-point difference as far as the stats goes from when it was actually the purple up here at the top, when they're not connected on the gear chart. And then of course he's got a Scoria set up here. I've definitely just been enjoying running Valken Scoria. Again, I told you at the beginning how people have been asking me for a non-monster helm set. They just wanted some ideas, wanted to be able to run some stuff. I actually got my PvE Trials Dungeon DPS DK, the one I told you about before, whose setup is completely different than my PvP DK. And I would like to unlock some Alliance War skills and ultimates for him, just to help out in dungeon stuff, like to get Warhorn if that's needed, or proxy for some of the stuff. So I actually got a build for that coming up later. for everyone, and they wanted to see a purple gear build, no gold whatsoever on it. So I will definitely make that happen. Now, he is wearing a 5-piece heavy. If you don't know, the 5-piece heavy passives that you get every time you're hit once every 4 seconds, you get about 1,000 magic and 1,000 stamina back. You also get your weapon and spell damage increased by 20 every time you're hit, and then it lasts for 6 seconds. And it can proc 10 times, which means you can increase your spell and weapon damage by 200. That's another reason why I'm running another heavy set for this guy. I've been finding that the heavy build for the mDKs has just been working out really good for my play style. And if your play style is always right up front, taking a beating and wanting to dish it out, then I recommend heavy. I do have a friend who's running light, and he does great with light. You know, he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm doing fine. And you know, if that's your play style, hey man, more power to you. Nothing wrong with that, okay? His sword down here is a Barros curse, and so obviously when we're on the dual wield bar, he's getting the complete set for the Baharos curse. He does not get the complete set on the back bar. Okay, see, only on that's only where he's going to get it. Now, I do have magic recovery and then 1 spell damage and then magic recovery again on these. I haven't even put any Rakudas or Kudas on anything, nothing like that yet to increase the recovery. And again, I really wanted to share this with you. I've been having so much fun with it. There's a costume that this guy can wear, man, and it's like the pumpkin one and the eyes glow. So like when he procs the major evasion, which is guaranteed, you know, like his eyes are kind of glowing, so he kind of looks like the little predator dude. It looks pretty cool. So here's his stats. He's only got the 30,000 magicka, 25,000 health, and this is the one that has always bothered me. I am a firm believer in having between 15 to 18,000 max stamina in PvP on your mDK, but for this build, I need that stam to be coming back in. I've got to have it, and I also got to have my magic recovery up because for my playstyle, I'm constantly using abilities, and I want to constantly be getting it back. And that's the only way I can make this work is by running a purple drink. His spell damage base is just under 2,000, which is fine because we know that you're going to get the extra 200 from the heavy armor when you're getting beat on. You get your empower for the plus 20% magic damage. So we're looking at, once it's topped off, you're about 3,000 spell damage, and that's fine. I mean, you're not going to be bursty like some Magic Nightblade or, you know, Stam Knight. It's not going to happen. So again, just be at peace with that and just know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just breathe. My guy is still a vampire, and I still keep him at stage 4. You get all the great wonderful passives, the lower ultimate cost. You get the Darkstalker passive in stage 4, which works out great. And yeah, the purple drink is what he's running right now. You can run the purple food. When you run the purple food, you know, look, I'm between the 15 and 18. I got the Magicka up almost 36,000, 30,000 health now on the front bar. It's just insane. But the stamina recovery right here, and this one really, I can't be at peace with that. I gotta have some magic recovery coming. I gotta have a lot more than 1100 for my style of play. There are other people who are a lot more disciplined with their resources than I am. So you may want to just run purple food and keep these numbers, okay? Again, it's all up to you. It's your style of play, and no matter what, you should be having fun with your Magic DK and PvP, okay? Just like before with my Reaper build, I keep these just what they are. Sometimes I slot out Structured Entropy, and I'll put a different ability in there, like the Igneous Weapons to help out a group. It all just depends. And then the Devouring Swarm, obviously, for the ult to kick off. That's great. But I'll tell you, that Baharos curse, I'm going to show it to you in a minute. When you get that to proc, and if you talent a guy in there, the one thing I've noticed with this set is that when it comes up under someone's feet, they're like, oh my gosh, something's underneath me, and they're like either rolling out So that's eating up their stam, which is good for you because you want them to be stam depleted, so you can just keep them in it and then just go to town DPS on them. Or they uh, will slowly start kind of backing out of it, and they're snared for 70%. So that's really good for you to get in a better position to kind of control the battlefield, so to speak. Flame Lash is always our bread and butter right there. Burning Talons, Burning Embers. Again, I am a big proponent of keeping this on the bar. If you can tag a couple people, if you're in Imperial City, tag an NPC, you know, as you're dueling, because you're going to get the health back. Use your surroundings to your advantage, okay? Deep Breath. A lot of people like Draw Essence. I'll say it again. I like Deep Breath. I like bringing casters to their knees and then getting that free proc on the Flame Lash and getting some health and doing some damage. It's always been nice. And then, buffing ourselves up, getting our spell damage up by 20% for 20 seconds, and getting a Empower on the Structured Entropy is very nice, because if you use another magic ability within 5 seconds of casting this, you get a buff to Devouring Swarm. It's great. You're doing damage and you're getting healed at the same time. Elusive Mist. I already said it before. I don't take this one off my bar unless I'm just being stupid and crazy, apparently. But this is really good. You get not major, you get movement speed by 30% for 4 seconds. You can't be snared and you can't be CC'd. So if the action's getting a little too hot and thick and you're just like, you know what, I need to kind of get to some line of sighting here, get behind a tree or behind a pillar, and reevaluate what my decisions in life and PvP are, then this is the ability you want to use. It's also really good to use when you're trying to breach a keep wall and you just want to get in and kind of not take so much damage, because the damage that you're taking is reduced by 75%. Empowering Chains. You got to have some kind of gap closer, while we're in PvP. So this is what I use. It also gives me my next attack is empowered by 20%. Accelerating Drain. I like using this one because not only does it do damage, and not only does it give me a quick heal, but it also gives me 10% increased movement speed for 20 seconds, which is really nice. And you wouldn't think that 10% is that much, but you really notice it as a DK because we're already kind of slow and clunky as it is. So it really helps out. But the really great thing about the Accelerating Drain, if you haven't watched the Reaper video, is it actually acts like a fear on an opponent. And that's just another thing I use to control the battlefield, so to speak, when I'm PvPing a guy. Because if you use this is a soft CC, so you can snare them with this basically, and yeah, they can still cast while they're in it, they can still block while they're in it, but if you use this is a hard CC. They have to break it, which means they have to use up their stand. So when you put this up, and your whole goal is to keep this up once every 6 seconds, and make sure as soon as you hit this button, you want to either hit block or hit bar swap, so you cancel it, because you don't want it to channel. Because if you cast this and you don't do that, you're just going to stay there with your arm out basically, and you're not going to be able to use any other ability. So you want to hit block or you want to hit bar swap to cancel it, because all you want to do to get out of this is the fear. Okay. Rapid regeneration. This definitely helps. It's a nice, heal over time, and just you can keep that up. It's great. Make sure you have this up at all times during a fight. One of the things that you get from this is increased healing while it's active by 12%, and this is active for 20 seconds. So not only are you returning magic damage to your melee attackers, you're getting a health buff of 12% incoming healing. So keep that up, and then you pop this, and it's just a great combo to use, when you're reapplying your buff, so to speak. This one's up 16.5 seconds. This one's up for 20. So if you see your volatile armor spikes go down, you immediately should be like, boom, boom. And I know I should have Meteor here, believe me, but Leap has been so much fun lately. It really, really has, because the main thing I just wanted to get from it was I missed playing with it. I use it on my Stam DK all the time, and it's just so much fun just to take flight and just soar across and just knock everyone down. Okay, so but in all honesty, if you wanted to go min-maxing, you should probably throw Meteor up right here or Shifting Standard, whichever you prefer. because your main DPS is coming from this bar right here, and that's the main ultimate you want to use is this one. But I'm not gonna lie, I have been running around with Take Flight lately, and it's been a blast. Champ points, again, I got 90 still in the Elemental Expert, 60 in the Erosion right now, and then 7 in the Elfborn. I tell you, if I could find a Bahar's Cursed sword with sharpened on it, it would make my day, but I've yet to find one. I know I got some guildies on the hunt looking for them as well, looking out for me, but I have not been able to find a Bahar's Curse with sharp. Because as a heavy armor wearer, remember, when we wore light armor, or if you wear light armor, you get spell penetration. So because we don't get that with heavy armor, you really need to pump points into spell erosion, and you want your weapons to have sharp, so that you can really penetrate through the spell resistance on players. I only got 9 into the Elemental Expert right now because you really get into some serious negative returns after 80, but I just wanted to go ahead and kind of put my points out as much as I could in different places. I have nothing into the Atro, and I've only got 10 in the Thermacharge right here. The next patch, we're obviously going to get an increase in champion points, so this is probably going to change a little bit. Spell Shield, still 39, still works out for me. 70 in Elemental Defender, because why? Because we're vampires, and Siege hurts. Remember that. Siege hurts. It does not tickle. It actually hurts. And then 50 in the Hardy, because I just love to tick off the Nightblades that come up and just try to do the little gank thing on me. And I'm telling you, there's nothing better when you break from their little CC and you're still standing and you're like, what's up, brah? And then you just go to town on them. I love it. Nothing into the Lord. I got 57 into Magician right here, and this is still controversial for people because a lot of people will say, no, you need to pump more into it. That's great. If that's your style of play, go for it. It's not mine, and I like to put 100 into Arcanist here because I want to get my magic recovery up as high as I possibly can to constantly keep resources coming back. And I got 10 into Tumbling right here. You always want to have something into Tumbling. Always, 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 because at some point you're going to roll dodge. With this build, I have actually been thinking about taking the 10 out of Tumbling out and putting them someplace else because we have major evasion now. I mean, we're getting dodge chance, which is a 20% dodge chance, and I am shocked at how much it's actually I am absolutely shocked at how much this procs, believe it or not. It has been life-saving in so many different circumstances. So let's go show you what this looks like. Hey, bro. There it is. There's the proc. See it? It's doing damage to him. It's snaring him, and I'm getting... Look at that. Procced again. Look at that. And little Valkynscoria Victory Meteor right there. I'm telling you, it is a great, great set to run. You would think, oh, his spell damage is not high. Who cares? Because you're still rocking. So anyways, again, if you like it, you like the video, you like stuff I put out, by all means, you can subscribe. If not, that's totally cool. Hit like if you want. That's great. Like I said, the #1 request I've been getting is, hey man, can you just make a, they call it a normal build with no monster set, no gold gear, and then show them that it can basically work in Cyrodiil or Imperial City, and then share it. So that's the goal. Oh, and it has to not be vampire. So those were the main requests that I got. So I'm going to do that. It's the least I can do, right? If it's going to help someone enjoy their magic DK, I'm going to do that. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Again, subscribe, hit like, share. If not, it's cool. I'll catch you guys later, and I hope to see you on your magic DK in PvP, Cyrodiil, or IC, wrecking face. Have a great one.